Now that's cool with StreamYard. You can go live on like all Facebook pages and YouTube, but just not Instagram.
Great.
Weird. So, all right, y'all, we are live. Thank y'all for tuning in on this nice, chilly Wednesday in Detroit and wherever you are. Hopefully, it is warm and toasty. I have Brandon Dressler from the Preferred Funding Group live with us today. Let me make him part of the big screen. There we
There
go.
we are. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, now we're equal. So I have him live. So come on and ask all your questions. A little bit about myself. I'm Aja Denson, owner of Denson Construction Services in the Detroit Property Shop. I am a licensed general contractor in the state of Michigan. My hood is Detroit, Michigan, or Detroit Metro, I should say, which is Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties. I specialize in full renovations. I do a lot of land bank houses, houses for investor clients, and my own fix and flips. So, Brandon, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, thanks, Asia. Yeah, my name is Brandon Dressler. I am a consultant with Preferred Funding Group. We are a business outside of Chicago. I'm actually in a suburb outside of Chicago, Illinois. So Midwest. I know this rule. Where are you at on the?
Yes, I love it. You already know Michigan.
Yep,
We're here.
I
Detroit.
already know. So yeah,
All right, that's
I went to
cool.
college with a guy from Flint, and he always told me about this trick. So now every time I talk to somebody from Michigan, I'm like, oh, okay, where are you
I
at?
love
So,
it.
but yeah, I'm a consultant with Preferred Funding Group. We help small businesses, startup companies, investors, real estate individuals get funding for their projects with our unsecured term loans and business lines of credit. We have a very simple and easy process to get funding. The only two things that I need in order to get someone qualified for an unsecured term loan are 2 years of personal tax returns reflecting $50,000 of personal income. And then also I need a 3-bureau credit report with a 680 credit score and above. From there, what we do is we go through our underwriting process. We evaluate each client individually on what we're able to get for them and then put together a proposal for the client. Typically, our funding terms are our unsecured term loan is a 5 to 7 year term loan. Interest rates anywhere between 3 and 15%. I know that's a pretty big gap, but typically I'd say a lot of my clients are anywhere between the 5 and 8% interest rates, up to $400,000 on an unsecured term loan. On a business line of credit, I can get up to $150,000 on a business line of credit based on the individual's credit report. Interest rates are anywhere between 5.99 to 14.9, 0% interest for the first year. And I can get funding within 7 to 10 business days. Zero restrictions on the funding. I don't need to necessarily know what you're using the funding for. But yeah, I just tell my clients that because I'll get 5 and 10 page business proposals and what they're using the funding for. And ultimately, at the end of the day, if I can get you funding, it's up to the discretion of the client and how they use that funding.
Okay, so a couple questions I got in my email today. The first one is, what is the minimum amount that you lend on and what is the maximum?
Sure, great question. So I advertise at about 50,000 is the minimum, but that's not a very strict rule. I have funded as low as 10, 20, and 30,000. And our max, I would say, is up to 400,000 on an unsecured term loan, and max 150,000 on a business line of credit. So typically, if a client qualifies for an unsecured term loan, they qualify for our business line of credit as well. So collectively, max, I could get up to 550,000 for a client. And like I said, we say a minimum of 50, but we definitely fund lower. That's what we'd like to see is 50,000 as a minimum. But again, if a client only qualifies for 20,000 or 30,000, they want to move forward, then absolutely yes, we'll fund them for 20,000.
Okay, next question. Do you lend only in America or international? Because being that Detroit, Canada is like across the street, I have a lot of Canadian clients. So some Canadian clients were asking me that today.
Yeah, good question. So I only fund within the United States.
Okay.
Now, I do work with co-signers in that situation. So hypothetically, if a client has a co-signer in the States that has taxable income in the States and also credit here in the States, then I could use them as a co-signer and still get them funded.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a loophole. So
Yeah. Learn something every day. Okay, next question. Do you fund land?
I fund anything.
Oh yeah, because you just said that we don't really care what you use it for. So
right, yeah. There's no restrictions as long as the client has the income and the credit, I can get them funded, no problem.
So basically, y'all can use your funding for real estate. I'm assuming consolidate debt, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that our clients are using the funding. Some are using it for inventory, some are using it for expansion, some are using it to buy transportation, like you said, consolidate debts. There's however you want to use the funding, you can use it. There's no restrictions.
Okay, next question. Do you have to? So if the funding is for anything, can you apply as your business or you have to apply as your personal? And if you do apply as business, do I have to be a personal guarantee for my business?
Great question. So our funding is completely unsecured. So there's no guarantee. There's no collateral. There's no assets. There's no nothing that I need in order to make it a personal guarantee. The reason why we do our funding and the way we do our funding is, yes, we do it individually, but it is reporting to your business. So on the business line of credit, the unsecured term loan, it reports to you individually. On the business line of credit, it reports to the business.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, you do need to have a business. You do need to have your EIN letter and EIN number and letter of authorization. But yes, it's based off of the individual's taxes and credits rather than the business's taxes and credit. That way, again, I would say in the last 18 months, obviously you're in the real estate business, it's been wild. Things are flying off the shelf. Housing is crazy. And cash is king. So what we're able to do is, a lot of companies that are doing loans for fix and flip opportunities, for buy and hold opportunities, you need to show X amount of deals in your portfolio in order to qualify. And those restrictions have gotten a little stricter. Qualifications have gotten a lot stricter in the last 18 months, where my funding, I don't need any of that information. Your business could be in business for a day, or it could be in business for 10 years. As long as you have the EIN number and the letter of authorization from the state, we're good to go.
Hold up, back up. So you said I could open me an LLC tomorrow and I could be funded by Monday, basically.
Well, you could get in processing by Monday. Yes, absolutely. As long as you have the EIN number and the letter of authorization, then you're good to go.
Do you provide, let's say I'm about to get ready to buy, like I'm looking at a 14-unit complex now, and I might need to show proof of funds. So if I'm funded, would you be able to provide that so I can go ahead and purchase?
So no, we do not do letter of intent or authorization for that, because we don't necessarily know at the beginning stage what we're going to be able to get you, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So once approved, would you be able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing. So that works. All right. Next question. A Millie Trucking, what up though? They said, can you get funding in upstate in New York? It's a real estate rehab. So yeah, he kind of answered that. He said we can fund basically anything because they don't go off of an ARV or COPS or nothing like that. So your funding is basically based on your credit and what your credit is, right?
Based on your income and credit. Yeah. I mean, what you could use our funding for in the construction world or in the real estate world is definitely either the full out purchase of the property, the down payment for the property, or the rehab for the property. You can do whatever you want with the funding, but those are some of the ways that I see a lot of my real estate clients use their funding. And yes, I can fund upstate New York, no problem. As long as you meet the requirements, I can get that. Prepayment penalty. Great question. No, there are 0 prepayment penalties. You can pay it if you got $100,000 and I was able to get you $100,000 tomorrow, and you paid it off on Friday. You're good to go.
All right, cool. Somebody said good to know. Oh, about the Canadian. So I guess that would be international for anybody as long as they have a U.S. cosigner or something like that, or maybe they partner. Now, what if they're business partners or something in the deal and they show an operating agreement that the U.S. person owns? Do they have to own like a certain percentage, or they just got to be on there?
Nope. Just have to be part of the business.
This is awesome, man. You like godsend. Somebody said I'm gonna take my girl to Greece.
I had a client one time who bought a Lamborghini with the funding.
You bought a Lambo?
He bought a Lambo. He couldn't get the financing somewhere else. He got the funding from us. He bought a Lambo and he paid it off. But yeah, he used it as a business expense and paid it off.
So a lot of people use Toro. So this would be dope for people who can't get like car financing, but they can get this financing, then they can use it to get their vehicles or whatever for Toro, and then Toro can basically pay the payment. Oh man, how did you find me?
How did I find you?
Yeah, this is dope, man.
Yeah, well, I think based on the pandemic and being at home, our company took a real big direction. Give me 1 second.
Okay. All right, y'all. He had to go out and he'd come back in. So this is dope. Y'all welcome. For y'all on the Instagram, support your girl with a badge because like they reached out to me and found me, and I've been talking to them for the last couple weeks. So I'm officially a partner with them now, as far as like a broker type partner, but not business partner. But this is dope. Like I'm gonna probably apply for this as well because this is pretty cool. Oh, you back? Welcome back.
I'm back. Yeah. But yeah, what I was saying was that specifically in the last 18 months, I'd say our company has definitely pushed to reach out, branch out, connect with as many people as possible. We are a referral-based company. We don't advertise. You're not going to see us on Super Bowl halftime commercials, anything like that. We're all referral-based. And what we did was, we made a real big push in 2020 and 2021 to connect with as many people that are in the industry. Because, a lot of people haven't heard about us. They're unfamiliar with our funding and our criteria. And the more, the more that we've gotten out there, the more connections that we've made, and we've been able to help a lot of people get funding that they haven't been able to get funding elsewhere.
Right. I think somebody say he's going to take that girl to Greece. I mean, y'all better do it. If you do this and go on a trip, you better take the best trip of your life.
Absolutely.
I would go to Maldives and I'd be out on the water in the little Tahiti thing. I had to be in one of them for like 2 weeks. No, that's too long. Maybe a week.
I'd go for 2.
Well, I would do because I know you lose 2 days traveling because I think it's like a 24-hour flight there and back, so that's 2 days. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I probably would do 2 weeks. Because you're gonna need a couple days to adjust to the time zone. Like I've already thought this out. I'm definitely gonna fly first class. Actually, I'm gonna fly Delta 1 first class. Delta 1 is like a whole nother level of first class. That's
all right.
You lay down and you get your little drinks and all. Yes, it's pretty.
We'll get your application in and we'll get going.
I'm ready. So, all right, we got some more questions. Somebody said, "Thank you, Brandon. This is awesome." Oh, the qualifying salary. I think you said the minimum they have to make is 50,000.
Yep, the minimum is 50K, 50,000 individually on your taxes. Obviously, the more you make, the more I'm going to be able to, get more funding for you. But 50,000 gets you in the door for sure.
So you need 50,000, y'all, minimum, 2 years tax returns, and the minimum credit score is 680.
Correct.
So of course, the higher credit score you got, especially if you're over 700, you probably can get. I'm not gonna say anything, but you can get a lot. Like some people have gotten up to 300,000 on the first one. If you come to Detroit with 300,000, you can play ball really, really well. Like you can buy at least 5 to 6 houses with that, or buy 2 to 3 and rehab all of them full guts, maybe roughly. So that's not bad. They want to know your info. So I put his info in the comments, and the link is in my bio and in the comments on YouTube for y'all to apply. So Y'all can apply right now if you want. I don't know if he wants to be bombarded with all y'all emailing him a question, because he probably don't want to talk to y'all until y'all get pre-approved, right? Because it's a lot of people watching this.
I'll talk to anybody. I honestly, I'm very transparent. We're very, open about the whole process. We want to make sure that everybody is taken care of. They understand what we're doing, understand what they're getting themselves into
Right.
with the funding, so that we want to make sure that everybody is comfortable with moving forward. So I'm more than willing to jump on a phone call if somebody has questions for me, if they want to know the process. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll put your info in the comments. Do you just want your email and phone, or just email?
You can put both. It's fine.
Okay, I don't know if I have your phone number saved. Can you just email it to me when we're done?
Sure.
I'll post it. So we'll take care of that for y'all. Eastside Red Zone will love this guy. Yeah, that's a fact. But we doing positive cash flow and things you can actually show where you got the money from only. Asia, how do we find? Oh yeah, we just went over that. Asia, that's like 10K a day for those huts. That's fine. Are you on LinkedIn, Mr. Brandon?
Yes, I am.
You want to give out your LinkedIn, or you can send me the link too, and then I can put that in the comments too.
Sure. Yeah, I'll send you the link. No problem.
But you can go ahead and say it if you want.
Yeah, it's just Brandon Dressler. You can look me up, PFG, Brandon Dressler.
Right. Somebody wants to know the name of the company is Preferred Lending Group?
Preferred Funding Group.
Funding, wrong money term.
In the same ballpark, but yes.
Yep. All right, somebody said, Millie Trucking says, I just started my business a year ago. I don't have any tax returns showing any income, but I do have money in the bank. Can I still get funding?
That's a great question. So if you're referring to you have no income from the business, I don't need the business taxes. I need personal taxes. So I would assume that you filed your taxes in 2020 and 2019. Whatever you're showing on your personal taxes, that's what I could use. If you showed no income in the last year or last 2 years, that's fine. I can also try and get you funded with our business line of credit, which is up to $150,000. And that's based off of your individual credit. Across all 3 credit bureaus, I need a 680 credit score. And then from there, I would need your 3 bureau credit report. So if you don't show the income, but you do have the credit, I can potentially get you funded up to $150,000 on a business line of credit.
Okay, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. And then also, if you don't have the credit or don't have the income, either or, and you have a business partner, a spouse, a family member, a friend that does have that and they're willing to co-sign for you, I can work with the co-signer. Same requirements for a co-signer, but I can work with a co-signer in that situation.
All right, so they said, so the applicant must provide their FICO. You don't pull it. This is the same person. Then they want to know, I just clicked the link and saw where it says attach my FICO.
Yep. So the reason why we have our clients pull, and yes, it's we don't pull the credit, the client pulls the credit. The reason why is that we don't want to damage an individual's credit before we start funding. Mm-hmm. And also this way, if a client goes through us, we get them their pre-approval amount and they don't want to move forward, they can go elsewhere and their credit isn't affected at all.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome.
The soft pull. Yep.
Okay, so Amelie Trucking again. Yes, from business, I do have personal taxes. My credit score is at 800. Oh, you Gucci. So yeah. A person got. So Amelie, what's your Well, you might not want to say. So let's say they make 200,000 a year with an 800 credit score. What would be their max?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors. Every client's different. There's a lot of variables that go into play, especially in the underwriting process. Our underwriters are going to determine DTI. They're going to look at the strength of the credit, the length of the credit, incorporate the income. There's a lot of variables that go into play. But if a client makes 200,000 and has an 800 credit score, it's pretty much a slam dunk. We're going to get them the max amount funding.
And the max is how much again?
So the max for our unsecured term loan up to 400,000, and on a business line of credit 150,000. So collectively, the max would be 550,000.
550. So if y'all do this with him through my link, of course, and you come to Detroit, like, hey, I got 550, I'm ready. Man, we gonna have a good time. We about to buy some stuff, and we ain't gonna buy no BS. So your rehab cost stays around 50 to 85,000. But with 550, you can either get you a nice apartment building. We talking 10 to maybe 20 units, or you could probably get 10 houses. You probably can't rehab all of them with the 550, but you can get 10 houses at 50, 30 to 50 a pop easy in Detroit. So that's awesome. All right. Somebody said, what if you have the income but a high DTI?
Yeah, that's a good question. So depending on how high the DTI is, typically what we want to see with both the DTI and your credit utilization, obviously credit utilization, we want to see under 30%. And then DTI, we're looking for lower than 40%. I will say I have funded people over 40%, but it gets tricky when it gets a little bit higher over the 40 to 50%.
Okay, I have a question. So me and a couple of my partners, we're going to start doing like some big development in Detroit. I think it's five of us, right? So
Sure.
could all five of us apply individually as the company, and then that way we'll have, you know, however many millions, or do we need to all apply as individual sales and then bring our money towards the company on something else?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So typically, yeah, if you have 5 partners, which we just did a deal with a construction company, I believe last week, there were 3 people in on the deal. I think I don't know the dollar amount, but yeah, so they did it individually. And then, each partner put in their amount to go towards the project.
Okay.
So, yeah. So in your situation, in that situation, 5 individuals are going in on this project. You could potentially get 2.5 million with the 5 individuals. And then you have, what's 150 times 5? 750.
Yeah.
750 with your business line of credit, which is a revolving line of credit. So that's also going to be fantastic for you guys in the business aspect of it too.
Definitely gonna have to schedule a Zoom with you and my team, because we trying to start purchasing all the land now. So when the weather breaks, we can start pouring our slabs, because it's starting to get cold here. I'm pretty sure it is in Chicago too.
Yep.
And like with the summer hit, I want to pour all my slabs, so when the winter come now, I'm framing out.
Yeah, 100%. We can schedule that, no problem.
All right, cool. Somebody said that's awesome. Said best SHIT I've heard all day. They don't even pull.
We don't pull until the client the client wants to move forward. So if the client wants to move forward, then yes, that's when the credit does get pulled, but we don't pull it in order to get you pre-qualified.
All right, cool. They said, Amelia Trucker says, thank you, and let's make this money, sis. I'm definitely interested. All right, cool. You got to hit him up, though. I could get a grip of land for that. Yeah, you could buy a lot of land with that kind of money. Yeah, and definitely build you a subdivision. And then with your subdivision, you can even offer the financing to the new homeowner. So then you'll be like a one-stop shop.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So if my annual salary is below 50,000 or 40, but my credit score is 730, can you still get a line of credit?
Yes, 100%. Yep. The unsecured term loan, I need to see the income and I need to see the credit. For the business line of credit, I only need to see the credit.
Okay. Does the APR vary with the business line of credit?
Yeah, it does. It's based off the individual. So each individual will be different. But yes, it does vary.
So Instagram question: does he fund other businesses than real estate? Yes, right.
100%. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I would think in the last 18 months, just because of the housing market and people are needing funding for the projects that they're going after, that's been a big play for us for sure. And we've been doing a lot of funding for fix and flip, real estate, buy and hold, that type of property. But yes, small businesses, startup companies, all of that. Trucking companies. I know there was a trucking company earlier that was talking. The company doesn't matter. I'm industry agnostic. We work with everybody.
So in other words, there is no discrimination
Right.
across no matter what business you have. The only kind of discrimination is you have to have a 680 or better, and you have to clear at least 50. Is this the gross for 50,000?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to gross minimum 50,000 a year in income for personal, and you can do business lines of credit as well, but I think you still have the personal guarantee, right?
There's no guarantee, no personal guarantee.
My bad, no PG, so even better.
Yeah, no PG. It's completely unsecured, both.
They said they want to invest in mobile homes. So if you're just tuning in, Young Wisdom, and everybody else who just tuning in, you can use this funding for anything. Real estate. Real estate can be new development or purchasing a development, or like my man said, land and do subdivisions. And then you can be the lender for the homeowners as or the mortgage bank. You can go buy you a Maserati if you want, or a Lambo like somebody did. You can go to
Right.
Greece or insert place here. Don't go to Miami and Atlanta. Y'all can do that every day. Go somewhere nice. All right, better question. Is the APR fixed with the line of question?
Yes.
Okay. Can you buy notes as well? Yeah, you can buy anything.
You could use the funding for however you want to use it. Absolutely.
Their biggest thing is as long as you pay it back, because y'all can't be having me out here looking bad and I put y'all on to him. So y'all gotta pay it back. Somebody said I'm about to be acting funny and not talking to people. I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. Any more questions on the Instagram? Let me check this one because they won't let us go on both pages. And shout out to everybody that bought badges and sent cash apps. You're awesome. And Brandon, was there anything else you needed to like say or?
No, I mean, like I said, we fund everybody that qualifies. Obviously, you need the $50,000 of personal income over the last 2 years, and then the 680 credit score across all three bureaus in order to get pre-qualified with me. We get funded within 7 to 10 business days, up to 400,000 on a business line of credit. I'm sorry, up to 400,000 on an unsecured term loan, and then up to 150,000 on a business line of credit. Funding within 7 to 10 business days. What I would say is that outside of SBA funding and collateral-based funding, we're the next cheapest option.
Yeah, apparently. I just got funded for some more SBA today. They called me. I was like, yeah, run that. Thank you.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm taking all donations. Honestly,
Absolutely.
they keep deferring our payments. Like, so now they deferred up to 2 years, so I don't have to start paying to next July. But
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to end up just forgiving it. Like, if you prove, of course, what you paid or what you used it for. Now, of course, you couldn't use it to go to Greece or whatever, but if you use it to pay off company debt or whatever, I think, I don't know, they might.
Possibly.
I'm,
Might work. I'm not sure.
yeah. Somebody else said I'm not talking to people. Do you offer personalized? Oh, so this probably somebody who just. So I guess we should do a quick recap for the people who just tuned in.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. So I have two products that I offer: unsecured term loan and business line of credit. Business line of credit, I only need a credit report with a 680 across all three bureaus. And on an unsecured term loan, I need 2 years of tax returns reflecting 50,000 of personal income and a 3 bureau credit report with a 680 credit score and above. I fund all businesses, all industries. There's no restrictions on our funding. I'm able to get funding within 7 to 10 business days. If you are able to get funding with us, 90% of our clients are repeat clients. They come back to us because of the easy process. It's a one-page application that we need. We need obviously your first and last, email, phone number, and then those two documents that I explained. And from there, our underwriting team looks at the credit and the income, determines what we can get, and then they put together a proposal for you.
Okay, I have a question for the people who not asking this, who I know they're gonna ask me later. Do
Sure.
you need a valid driver's license or insert ID here to prove who you are? Because I know because people are going to ask me this when we get off here. I already know. So what documents do I need to provide other than the last 2 years tax return? Like, do I need to provide a copy of my social security card, driver's license, or state ID?
Yep, great question. So let's just say pre-qualification, I need those 2 documents in order to get pre-qualified. Our underwriting team puts together a proposal. They send over the proposal to the client. The client wants to move forward. If the client wants to move forward, I do need some supporting documents like driver's license front and back, social security card front and back, EIN number, and letter of authorization from the state.
See, that's even better. Okay, let me see what other questions.
And then obviously, I mean, if you don't have a driver's license, the state ID will work, a passport will work. Yeah.
Okay. Any processing fees?
Yes. So there is a 15% processing fee at the end of funding. There's nothing up front. So there's 0 fees to apply to go through our process. At the end of funding, there is a 15% fee.
Okay. And can you explain the 15% fee, or is there any explanation needed?
It's just, it's everything rolled into one. So it's a 15% success fee, basically, of underwriting, processing, transferring of funds. You know, there's a whole list of things that the 15% equates to, but it's the 15% at the end of processing. So if a client, once we get them funded, after they get the funds, then we invoice for the 15%.
Can you explain the invoice for the 15% so people won't ask me?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So let's say we get through the process, we're able to get you funded up to $100,000. Then what we would do after the fact is then we would send you an invoice, you know, through your email. You'll log into there, and then you pay the invoice through there.
Okay. Next question. Could you give an example of someone who came to you super underqualified that you still got a loan for? I'm asking because many people get intimidated by this process. Good question.
That's a good question. Yeah, absolutely. So I talked with a lot of business owners, a lot of people that are needing funding on a daily basis. And typically the credit is where they fall short on. You know, the income, not so much, but it's more so on the credit aspect of things. I've had clients that come to me in the low 600s to high 500s. I can't do anything with that because I need a 680 and above. So I've had clients that, like I said, have the high 500s, but they have the income. So they are able to go with the cosigner in that situation. Like I said, a spouse, family member, a friend, or a business partner. And I'm able to use their cosigner in order to get them funding. Now, a lot of times, you know, our underwriters can look at something that is holding them back. You know, we do suggest some type of credit repair in that situation. We do work with credit repair companies that help out in this situation. So once they go and get their credit fixed, then they can come back to us, and we're always here and willing to help out a client.
Okay. All right. What are the interest rates on the business and personal loans for over 100,000?
Yeah, good question. So interest rates are anywhere between 3 and 15% on an unsecured term loan. Typically, my clients are getting anywhere between 5 and 8% on an unsecured term loan. And then on the business line of credit, it's 0% for the first year, and then anywhere between 5.99 to 14.99. Again, typically my clients are getting anywhere between 6 and 9% interest on the business line of credit.
Okay. Okay. How long to pay the invoice?
How long to pay the invoice? Yeah, so the invoice is going to be right after funding. So if we got you funding tomorrow, we're going to send you an invoice on Friday, and the invoice should be paid within 48 hours.
So in a case like that, I'm going to suggest, if you know you need 150,000 and you have to pay 15%, you should apply for the 150 plus the 15, right? So that way you got the full amount you need.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we got any Instagram questions. The lender that I'm speaking to is a preferred funding group, PFG for short. Uh-oh. And the link is in my bio to apply today, and it'll be in the comments as well. This was awesome. I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for even reaching out to me because you didn't have to do that. So you're awesome if nobody told you today. Whenever I'm in Chicago, because I do drive over, I drove over there a couple times because I drove to Rockford. I'm not sure how far that is from me because I had a mobile home over there. I flipped, so I had to go back over there and get my money. So I drove 94 and came on back. But I'll definitely hit you up when I'm there. Does anybody have any last questions for Brandon while he's on here? Because I do want to thank you for your time because you did not have to do this. I do appreciate it. And
absolutely, it was my pleasure.
Do you have a business Instagram page?
You know what? I do.
Okay, can you shout that out, please?
Yeah, my business Instagram page is PFG Dressler, Dressler.
And you'll send me that too with all your contact information I can put in the comments.
You got it.
All right. Oh, we got some more questions. Brandon and I guess they talking to each other in the comments. Okay. Can business lines of credit get frozen by the lender? Good question.
No.
Okay. With the business line of credit, how long does that line of credit stay open?
It is revolving. So it stays open as long as you are using it. It's revolving line of credit. So there's no time frame on it.
So as long as you're paying on it, of course, because you can max it out and stuff like that, you can keep using it.
Yeah, if you get $100,000 line of credit and you take away from it, pay it back, it's revolving.
Okay. Somebody wants to know the interest rates again.
Unsecured term loan interest rate between 3 and 15%. I say that because I have had clients that are in the 14 to 15% range, but typically on average, I'd say my clients are anywhere between the 5 and 8% interest on the unsecured term loan. On the business line of credit, 0% interest for the first year, and then anywhere between 5.99 to 14.99.
So the typical people who probably get the higher interest rate probably have the 680 or below, or 679 and below.
I can't fund anything under 680.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So what I would say is, typically the higher interest rates are going to go with the clients that are, below 700.
Okay. So basically you got to have over 700 to get the better interest rate, which makes sense because even to get approved for an American Express card, you really need a 710-ish and up.
Yeah.
Get Amex or at least the platinum and above. At least that's what happened to me. So that kind of makes sense. Someone wants to know, does it report to credit once funded?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Is it
now I was going to say on the unsecured term loan, it reports individually to the individual. If you qualify and you go with the business line of credit, it reports to the business. So it's not going to hit your personal credit.
Okay. Is it a real cash asset or is it pseudo line related to a project? Nope.
Nope.
I think no.
It's cash.
Yep, it's all cash. All right. Any more questions? Because we was trying to keep it under an hour because he's Central Time, I'm Eastern Standard, and it's my nap time. I think we kind of answered pretty good questions. If you are interested, I don't mind doing this again, on Instagram or something, or YouTube again.
Yeah, absolutely. I can do this. We can do a weekly thing, a monthly thing. Totally fine with that. I'm always willing to answer questions if anybody has any questions. And ultimately, if you're wanting funding or needing funding, I can help you get funding. Okay,
so we're going to be here till 8, y'all. So y'all got 17 minutes to get all your questions out. So somebody a Kirkwood company wants to know the length of loan.
Yep. So obviously the line of credit it's a revolving line of credit. So as long as you use it, it's going to stay open. For the unsecured term loan, it's a 5 to 7 year term loan.
Okay. I was trying to comment. So, Baptist, I'll call you personally and talk to y'all. So we good. Can they use a W-2 from 3 years ago? I have been furloughed, but just started working again in August.
How it all depends on how long they've been furloughed. So they've been furloughed for 3 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, that's too long.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. I have to see income for the last 2 years, and then obviously the client needs to have proof of income.
All right. So for you, Trinity River, you would need, well, not just you, just anybody. So they won't be able to do that, unfortunately, but you can. Oh, she said furlough for 1 year and 8 months. Yeah, that's still too long because it got to be 2 years of income, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless they're in, I mean, yeah, it would have to be, the last 2 years I'd have to see income. And then in that situation, I'd say I would need a cosigner. So I could work with a cosigner in that situation.
So in your situation, Trinity River, he said he would be able to do it, but you would definitely need a cosigner. The minimum is still a 680. I would suggest probably 715. With your special circumstance, but long as somebody you partner with, make sure everything is in writing. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows what they're paying. I'm a very big person on paperwork, so as long as you got that, I think you'll be all right.
Yep.
What else? Somebody say. Okay, what about a new startup? I think these are newcomers.
No, it's totally fine. Yep. Startup companies are very welcome. I work with all startup companies. As long as you meet the requirements, I can help you.
Okay. B Dub said this was a great talk. This is the biggest barrier to entry for most. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Like, this is gonna be a game changer. Like, my thing to y'all, like, if y'all do contact Brandon, do not waste this man's time, please. For real. Like, I suggest that maybe you apply first and then talk to him. So that way, if it's something that's wrong or missing, he can kind of like guide you through and just having open discussion. Cause I don't want y'all just blowing this man up and y'all ain't doing nothing with it. But if you do get funded with this, make sure y'all use the money righteously. If you want to go to Greece and ball out or go to Hutch and buy some bus, do you. But make sure you pay this loan back because y'all not about to ruin my relationship that I just created because I'm going to take this to the moon and start doing all type of stuff. So I can't wait to go back to my group and talk about this. And we're going to do a Zoom with you as well.
Great.
Somebody said the length of loan.
So unsecured term loan, 5 to 7 years. And on the business line of credit, it's a revolving. So there's no length on that.
Okay. Is the business line of credit amount determined by proof of income?
No. It's based on the individual's credit.
So with the business line of credit, do I need to do my business tax returns and my personal?
Nope.
Okay.
Just personal. Yeah.
Okay, question about that. So my business is taxed as an S corp. So I do file taxes for Denson Construction and Asia Denson. So in that case, would I still need to provide both? I would think because I got write-offs and the profit of the S corp is rolled off into Asia Denson's. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I see that a lot of the profit and loss and then writing everything off and all that. So it's based off the individual's based off of the individual's income, their personal tax returns.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, they can be used to consolidate. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we went up. Yeah, I think these are all the new people. What's the minimum payment or percentage for the business line of credit?
So great question. So on the business line of credit, for the first year, because there's zero interest, it's going to be 1% of the total amount used. So hypothetically, if you're qualified for 150,000 and you use 100,000, you're going to pay 1% of that 100,000 or the total amount that you've used that month. So you pay 1%, which would be $1,000.
That's awesome. All right. Kirkwood said, wait, don't tell me I can get both. Yeah, you can get both. That's what I'm saying. You can get up to 550.
That's right.
When you combine business and personal.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. Y'all come to Detroit with 550. We're going to have a good time. with real estate, not no other stuff. But I'm talking about on the real estate side. We're gonna have a good time. All right. Any more questions, y'all? This was awesome. Thank you again, Brandon. Y'all were awesome. Y'all been asking some really good questions.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who bought badges across both pages and sent cash apps. Thank you very much. Any last words, Brandon?
No, like I said, I'm more than willing to do this once a month if you'd like. We had a lot of great questions tonight, and I'm here to help. If anybody wants to give me a call or shoot me an email, like Asia said, if you want to fill out the application and then we can kind of walk through it from there, totally fine. But yeah, give me a call. Let's see what we can do.
All right, this would be the last question or two. So somebody said Kirkwood says I can get the term loan and the business line. Yep.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. If a client qualifies for unsecured term loan, they're going to qualify for the business line of credit, and we are able to run you for both programs and double dip on both programs and get you funded with both of them.
Double dip is a great word. We're not talking about cheese dip.
Nope.
Well, we are talking about cheese.
That's right.
All right. Ghost Kitchen wants to talk about, do you all do credit repair?
We don't personally do credit repair. We do partner with, we have a couple companies that we do work with individually that we can put you in contact with that would help with the credit repair. Absolutely.
Okay. I could also, credit Irene on Instagram. She's amazing. She's out of Cleveland. She does credit repair. I Heart Credit does awesome credit repair on Instagram as well. And Ebony Cochran, she's local in Detroit. I think that's her IG, just Ebony Cochran. She does amazing credit repair and she does business credit as well. For the shout out. Asia, if you show up for a single family estimate, but for some unexpected reason you can't gain entry because of the lockbox code or issue the key, do you offer forced entry service? No, I do not. That is breaking the entry. Now, if the house just wide open, I may be known to hop into a window or two. But I'm definitely gonna have people with me who are licensed CCW holders. But in a case like that, I won't charge you the full price to come back. I'll just charge you I forgot what it say on there, the term, but I think it's half or something like that to come back because that's unforeseen and something I can't control. But what I do suggest is that you go to the property before me and then see if you can gain access that way. I ask because you never know what will happen with switching contractors. That's true because I've had a client who switched contractors or fired hers and they went and took the porches off, the front and the back. So I can't get in there till they figure that out unless you want to pay me to go fix it. But they definitely took the whole porch off. So it happens. I am not affiliated with anything other than Jackson State University, percussion section, Warren Thunder, Sonic Boom of the South. And I was in a bunch of nerd stuff in college, but that's it. No gang affiliation. No, none of that. So so we got 9 minutes, y'all. That's it then. We gonna end this. I'm gonna definitely put his information in the caption on YouTube and Instagram. As soon as he send it, I'll edit it or whatever. The link is below as well for you to apply. Instagram, the link is in my bio for you to apply for a preferred funding group. Thank you so much again, Brandon. You were amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Asia. Appreciate you setting this up. This was a lot of fun.
No problem. So I'm going to end this up. Let me shout out all my badge supporters and Cash App donations. Thank y'all very much for supporting the channel. You're awesome. If nobody told you today, you're awesome. So we'll be doing more of these. Maybe we can even do a webinar. I do have Zoom professional business set up. Maybe we can do it on there one day. I'll get with Brandon to get with his schedule and we'll figure this out. But thank you again, Brandon. I definitely appreciate your time and for coming on here and answering all of these questions. So thank you very, very much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Asia.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.